Today we're going to find out if Bardstown can back up their first distillery reserve with something just as good or as near as Cathedral. Let's find out. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David, and today I'm going to review the newest release from Bardstown, their distillery reserve, the Hokkaido, I probably butchered that, Mizunara oak barrel finish. And I'm really excited about this one, mostly because Cathedral came out and kind of came out to not a ton of fanfare, but the minute people started trying it, it just got such great reviews. It got a great review from us. I love that bottle. It's been probably my favorite release so far. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really excited about this one. We're going to talk about it today a little bit because I think it is worth talking about. First of all, Bardstown sent this to us, and as always, we're very thankful that anyone sends us stuff and wants to hear our reviews of it and cares what we think as Bourbon Kingdom about your liquid. Do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. That way you can be made aware of videos when they pop up, and you can find us on Patreon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those kind of places that you can look up and you can find us. First of all, this is just, to me, really exciting because this is a mix of 4 different things, and I want to tell you about them. I want to give you the mash bills and all that good stuff. And if you got a Google machine, you got the internet somewhere, you can find out where these come from, but just know these are undisclosed, other than to say what state that they come from. But here is the blend. This is what it looks like. It is a 47% Kentucky bourbon, 15 years old, a 75-13-12 corn, rye, malted barley. Then there is a 33% Kentucky, which is 14 years old. That is 75-10-4. Again, corn, rye, malted barley. There's 15% of this is Indiana, and it's 9-year, and it is 45 corn, 51 rye, and 4 malted barley. And then 5% of it comes from Tennessee, and it is the oldest part of it. It is 18 years old. It is 84 corn, 8 rye, and 8 malted barley. And so you can see there's a lot of age to this blend, and most of it is Kentucky 15 and 14-year-old bourbon. Matter of fact, that is close to, let me do my math, 70. That's 80% of it. 80% of it comes from Kentucky and is at least 14 years old coming from Kentucky. And again, read those mash bills. I'm actually going to put this mash bill, this blend chart in the video somewhere so that you can kind of see it. That way you can do your stuff. You can look up some of it. But if you look it up, you'll see what it most likely is. So that has that going for it. There's a lot of good stuff. And then after they blended it into the Hokkaido Mizunara oak barrels for 28 months. You heard that correctly, 28 months. So it's been sitting in those oak barrels for a while. And the minute you open this, I forgot to tell you that, sorry, lost it. It comes in a box like this. Not all the time though, because apparently I went and bought one after I got this one because I wanted another one. This will be given out, held a little bit for the end of the year bottle race per se. And I just wanted to have another one because it is really, really good. But it comes in a box sometimes. So I got mine from the distillery in Bardstown, came with a box. Had some friends who got it downtown, and apparently it didn't come in a box downtown. So hit or miss whether you get a box or not. I don't know how they determine that or why they determine who gets a box and who doesn't get a box, but it is what it is, and you can either be happy or sad about that. Although I did see one of those Cathedral boxes was going for a ridiculous amount of money somewhere, and that's nuts. It's a cheap, no offense Bardstown, but that box was kind of falling apart when we got our Cathedral bottle from you, and so I can't imagine that that thing holds up anywhere, but it was cool. It was really, really cool. So anyway, onto the liquid. As soon as you open this, the oak just really stands out. It's a very toasty oak smell. It is in some ways overwhelming, and not overwhelming, but perfect. Like it is the main thing that I think you smell. You get a little bit of like, if you sniff on it enough, I think you get a little bit of like coconut, which I don't say very often about a liquid, but, and this is in their smelling notes. Sometimes, like I read through those just because that's what people do. They read through them. And a lot of times I don't necessarily agree what's on there, but this time I do. I get this like oaky kind of coconutty kind of smell to it. And it smells phenomenal. It smells like a good aged bourbon, which if you take these numbers into account, you know it kind of is a good aged bourbon in all the right ways. You get a little bit of a, like you walk into, so I used to work at Spencer Gifts when I was young. I'm not young anymore, but we used to burn incense at the stores just so people could smell. I don't know why you want to smell, but we were burning incense all the time, and it had this certain smell to it. And this has this woody kind of incensey kind of smell. It just kind of reminds me of working at Spencer Gifts. The better parts of working at Spencer Gifts, because there were some dumb parts. But anyway, so the nose smells great. I really like the nose on this, and I think I'll get into what I think about it in relation to Cathedral, because I do think with these distillery reserves or these distillery series, almost every big boy is doing them now, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, but I do feel like everyone tries to come out the gate with like super strong, so that it gives that series some credence and some credibility behind it. And Bardstown did that. They came out right out the gate, and theirs is on the more expensive side. It's $99. I thought the second one might be cheaper because it's not using the same kind of Cathedral oak barrels that I was using, but no, this is kind of their set price, which is fine because it's really, really good. Now, if we get down the line and it's not very good, it starts to lower. Maybe $99 will feel too much, but as it is now, like the liquid inside of this one, the liquid inside of that one, their $99 does not seem inappropriate for the price of it. So, but I was worried because Cathedral didn't come out that long ago. And so I was worried that this thing was just going to be, they were going to throw something together and it wasn't going to measure up, and it was going to be this huge letdown. Turns out this thing's been aging 28 months in oak barrels. So they've had their hands on this. They've been aging this at the same time they were aging the Cathedral and kind of doing their thing with Cathedral. So they had this in mind to be, they probably could have went either way with the release and it would have been okay. But they chose Cathedral. I think they probably chose wisely just because of the story behind Cathedral. The story, like all that stuff had some mystique to it, and so people were intrigued by that bottle, even though they weren't necessarily intrigued by the liquid necessarily at first. But once you got the story of the Cathedral behind it, and then the liquid inside was really, really good, it just kind of went crazy. And if you didn't get your hands on one of those, the only way you're getting your hands on them now is secondarily, or if you happen to be in their club that they just started about a month or two ago, and you probably get one from that. So anyway, onto the liquid. I mean, right away, the toasted oakiness on the front end is awesome. And then the sweetness behind it just kind of really, really takes hold. The caramel, the vanilla kind of mixed with that toasted oak kind of flavor. There's even a little bit of a tobacco note in there for me. And if you all know me at all and you've watched our reviews at all, like, that is one of my jams. I love a good tobacco finish. I like leather finishes. I like tobacco finishes in mine. For whatever reason, I just kind of like that note to them. It's very earthy and kind of, I feel like, balances these liquids out, these bourbons out in a really good way. And this one, it's like a perfect oak punch right at the beginning. And it's not like a punch. It's not overwhelming. It's really, really balanced. And you can tell the age is worked and blended really, really well. And so it just comes off awesome. I know I'm going to do this, and I'm probably going to try to wait till Zach's back in the saddle with me, but I really want to blind this against a Cathedral because I think they're close. I love Cathedral, and the more I drink this, and I'm the only one that's been drinking out of this. This is me taking all the liquid out of this. The more I drink out of this, the more and more and more I like it. And so the more, I haven't even gone back to Cathedral because I don't want to compare them yet until we get them in front of one another and we kind of compare them side by side in a blind where neither one of us know the order, which will be, to me, so much fun. So it doesn't have a huge long finish. Maybe that's the one thing I think doesn't stand out about it, but the nose and the front and the mid palate are so good that I don't mind. The flavor is still there on the finish. It just doesn't linger like what I remember Cathedral doing or whatever. I don't even think I told you what this is me getting used to doing these things for myself because, you know, Zach normally tells you the proofs and all that good stuff. I didn't say it. This is 109.3 proof. And so it doesn't drink its proof. I think that has to do with the age of the bourbons and being blended so well that it just drinks really smooth and really got that age perfected to it. But the oakiness, the caramel and the vanilla flavors in it just kind of mash up so well and just kind of really give you something nice. There's no Kentucky hug there or anything. It's just a good tasting bourbon that, again, the only thing to me it lacks is a super strong finish. It has a little bit, but it's not like overwhelming and it doesn't stay with you. So all in all, I'm really, really impressed with this. And again, if you get your opportunity to come here and try this, you should. Show up on a Wednesday if you got the opportunity and either go to the distillery or the downtown location. You may have to wait in line a little bit. You may want to get there a couple hours ahead of time to try to make sure you're in the line. I don't know how long this is going to last. They said they're going to release it every Wednesday at the distillery and at the downtown location until they run out. And so when that is, I don't know. When I was there last Wednesday, they dropped about 50 of them. I don't know if they're going to do that. Cathedral, they slow played it and they were dropping 12 or 24 at different locations at different times. They didn't really let you know when or whatever. And you just kind of had to be lucky to get in that spot. So if you want to get your hands on these distillery reserves, because these are distillery onlys, you're not going to be able to get your hands on these any other way. And you're coming to Kentucky or you live close enough to Kentucky, take the opportunity and try to get down here and get it before they're all gone. I think it's worth the price. And I think most people will agree with that, unless you don't like a big oak finish. So tell me what you think. I'd love to hear if you've had this, if you came down for the release on that Friday, or you've come down the first Wednesday since. Love to know what you thought about it, if you've broken open and tried it. And until the next time, I'll see you.